gang, Tony here. I'm making a quick video. I just got word from, I read it on GhostbusterNews.com, I think it is, and then they were reporting on something that was posted on San Diego Ghostbusters Instagram page. I'll link to everything below, but there's a really cool, pretty extensive video posted on that Instagram account talking about a new Ecto Cooler, kind of like at-home, do-it-yourself mix. I say new, but really it's supposed to replicate the original, the classic Ecto Cooler recipe, which apparently was a little bit different than the 2016 release, which doesn't surprise me much because I remember not loving the 2016 one, thinking it was a little too sweet. I've chalked that up to, 20 years of not having had the drink, but apparently, and these guys seem to know what they're talking about. I won't spoil their entire video. You go watch that video. It's great. They talk about how they've had like the original recipe and have been making it for a while now, and how this new way of doing it is exactly the same as the way they were doing it and exactly the same as the original classic Ecto Cooler. I don't know. It was a really easy one to do, so I went out and got the ingredients. All you need is a gallon of the Citrus Punch Tampico and Minute Maid Lemonade. So, and dye. Here is the Ecto Cooler that I made. Pretty good color, actually. This one, they said like 4 or 5 drops of green food coloring. I did one batch with the all green food coloring, and then this one was actually mostly green food coloring, and I did 1 drop of blue, and I thought that kind of gave it a nice little bit of a deeper color. Play around with the coloring if you want, but I think that is pretty nice, right? I'm digging it. That looks like Ecto Cooler, man. It smells like Ecto Cooler too. So the recipe itself, I'll tell you the recipe. You could get it on their webpage as well. I highly recommend you go check them out because they're the guys who did this. I'm just checking it out myself. But it's really simple. It's 4 parts Tampico to 1 part Minute Maid Lemonade. That was, and then 5 drops of green dye, or however you want to do the mix with dyes. I went a little bit more scientific because I'm obsessive compulsive about this stuff. So what I ended up doing is I got the gallon jug of Tampico and I got the 2 quart container of the Minute Maid Lemonade. I did the maths and figured out that I have a 2 quart pitcher. So the first thing I did was I mixed up 2 quarts of the Ecto Cooler, which turned out to be 51.2 ounces of Tampico and 12.8 ounces of the Minute Maid Lemonade. That would be, 4 parts to 1 part, making 5 parts, right? And then the gallon jug still had a bunch of Tampico in it. So what I did was I calculated how much was left, which was 76.8 ounces of Tampico, and then I got the, that is 4 parts, 1 part of lemonade would be 19.2 ounces. So 76.8 ounces to 19.2 ounces. All I have to do at that point is mix in the 19.2 of the lemonade directly into the gallon jug. So now I have the gallon jug filled with Ecto Cooler, the 2 quart pitcher filled with Ecto, and there's some lemonade left in the lemonade container. So let's taste it. And again, come on, I mean, it's been 20, 30 years, something like 30 years, I guess, huh? Since the original, and then, 2016 since I had the re-release. So going off of memory here, but it does smell a lot like it. That's really good. Something they talked about in the video was how watery the Ecto Cooler was in 2016. That's really good. I'm not going to be able to say, is it exactly like Ecto Cooler as I remember it, but it's definitely hitting those notes in my head. I think it's pretty damn close, if not spot on. What was I saying? In the video, they were talking about how watery the Ecto Cooler was in 2016, and how it wasn't really that watery back in the or the original releases. So this does have more viscosity. It's like, you know, it's from the Tampico. It has like a thicker consistency. One of the things that the lemonade does, they said, is it makes it less thick, but it still gives it that body. So that's one definite difference from the 2016 one. Is this is on the thicker side, it has more body to it. It's not like as watery. I'm chalking that up to as a good thing. I don't remember, honestly, if the original classic one had more body like that. They say it did. The guys at San Diego Ghostbusters. I tend to believe that. But yeah, this is really good. It's better. Whether or not it is spot on to the classic Ecto Cooler, I am enjoying this better than I did the 2016 release of Ecto Cooler. That's subjective, but that's how I feel. And frankly, this is probably about as close as we're going to get to having some Ecto Cooler in our lives right now. So give it a try. I'm curious to see if you think it tastes like Ecto Cooler or not. I'm sorry that I couldn't be more scientific about the flavor, but I mean, again, it's 20, 30 years since I've had the stuff, so. But it's definitely different than the 2016 release, body-wise and flavor-wise too. This is not as cloyingly sweet. I didn't like that about the 2016 release, and it has a little bit more tang to it, which I remember in the original release, and so do the San Diego guys. So, again, you know, everyone has different tastes. Our taste buds change over the years, but this is pretty damn good. Give it a try. Let me know. And I will see you next time if I make a video again at some point, which I guess I will. Bye, guys. Breathe deep of the night.